take Central here, Bill. I like fruit on a pizza more than I like it with dessert. What says you?
See, that's tough. And Mac and Goo gave you some problems here. They had a whole episode about you. A podcast in the DSG thing we're part of.
Nice.
Never heard of them. I like a fruit parfait. I like a cheesecake that has some stuff on top, maybe some cherries. But you know what? The more you examine your take, I don't love pineapple on pizza, but it's about even. It's about even with anything you put on top of a dessert, unless it's in and you're not talking apple pie here. You're talking topped on a. I'm
talking about that's a good.
On top of spaghetti covered with cheese.
Exactly. I'm talking about I'd rather have I think Hawaiian pizza is good. By the way, I don't care if people don't like it. I like it. Good time on that mute.
Sorry, I thought
it was the snort of a century. But for me, putting fruit on top of things are there's those fruit tarts, dude, literally make me nauseous looking at them. That's where this all stemmed from. Someone on my Facebook wall got a fruit tart for their birthday, and it made me literally look at it ugh, it's gross, nasty, gnarly.
For their birthday?
Yeah, somebody's birthday. I don't know. It was just randomly, scrolling through. You're just waking up too early because I'm up at 5:30 every morning because my kid doesn't sleep, and I'm just scrolling because I'm bored at 5:45 or whatever time I sent that tweet.
All right, fair enough.
So, but Bill, how dare you try to talk about this and not tell the story of your reversal of fortune by fruit on a cake?
What?
Didn't you throw up from having fruit on a cake or having some form of...
Oh, yeah, what is it? A fruit cake made me throw up ridiculously when I was a young lad. I remember exactly the day it was. It was an early 90s NHL All-Star game. I was watching Ray Bourque rip those targets and also ate a fruitcake for the first time ever and puked my brains out.
Well, if you talk to the average teenager of today and you ask them what it is about pop culture that they like, and the first thing they'll say is the beat.
Get yourself addicted. Woo. Get yourself addicted.
Welcome into the Pop Culture Pile Driver. Get addicted to the content. I am Jason Rossi. You can follow me along all social media platforms at Jason D. Rossi. You can follow along this damn program at Pop Culture PD. You're going to want to follow it because we're going to have a little poll at the end of this whole shebang. It's at Pop Culture PD. We're not the police. We just can't fit all the characters because Twitter has a limit. And when you smash that follow button, it will instantly make you more excited. And with me, as always, is my tag team partner in the podcast sphere. He can be followed along all social media platforms at Billy D2411. For just $1.99 per month, you get access to his OnlyFans bottomless camera service to this here podcast, as well as the Pineapple Boys. He is Billy D. What's going on, man?
Hello. You would not want that right now because it is hot in here. Do I sound okay?
Bill, first of all, don't ask that because you would have failed. We would have already stopped recording. You sound great.
Okay.
And you said it's warm in there?
Oh, we're going to do, I know it's a audio medium, but we're going to do the pit check throughout the episode. And right now,
clean, looking ripped, by the way. You're looking mighty good in that. 1, 2, if it's warm, that's a good thing, Bill. You want the warmth. It gives you a little more.
It does give you a little more
bang for your buck, if you will.
Yeah.
It gives you a little more bang for your buck. Because over here, I got the AC cranking. I got my feet barefoot on a bare balls, back, and bum on a floor. And I'm telling you right now, it would not be a good look. We'll just say that. But here we are. It's going to be a fun show. I promise you that. We're going to talk about music from the year we both graduated high school. But if you have stumbled upon us across any platform, please subscribe and review on iTunes. A 5-star review will help us immensely. Literally, if you're listening for 1 second, 10 minutes, whatever, leave a 5-star review over on iTunes. You can find us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music. Like and subscribe on YouTube, Facebook.com/DorksharedGooniverse. You see all of the Dorkshared Gooniverse content on there. You can check out our merch over at TeePublic. Search Pop Culture Pile Driver. Go over and check out FrankSaysHi.com. So we're raising funds. There will be some stuff coming up. And with a lot of regulations, and basically the world is back. And in a matter of a few short weeks, Bill, we're going to be probably having a full-blown fundraiser come January. So we'll give more advice, more stuff Also going to be shaving this head of mine soon, Bill. It's coming up. The buzz.
Oh, wow. All
Yeah.
right. You always look good with the shaved head. I like it.
Yeah, we'll see. We always do the hairline check about that time. We'll see.
Ooh, yeah, you know what? I posted something in the DSG last night about Evan Fournier. God bless him. Good shooter. Hairline. I said to the group, I said, if I ever look like that, please let me know.
You want to do it?
No, never. No, I know.
It's a good check. It's for the kids, Bill. It's for the kids.
Yeah, I know. George Mirasan, this one's for the kids. I can't give it up. I can't give it up. Maybe if I lock down a lady one of these days, it might happen. Maybe I'll do it then. But right now, I got to keep the flow as low as it is going.
That reminds me, recently on the Pat McAfee show, Baron Corbin, WWE superstar, he shaved his head, and he didn't do it with any there wasn't a stipulation or anything like that, but he mentioned that it's the best thing he ever did, and he talked about who now is John Moxley, Dean Ambrose. He said he got a haircut, nobody even said a word to him, but he didn't shave it. But he did say wrestling with that hair, he says, is very difficult because you have to basically maintain it a certain way. And he said he saw it going. Like he would watch certain clips, like on WWE.com, the pictures, or on Twitter. When people
his hair was terrible. His belly button's worse. I have a bad head shape. Otherwise, I would have shaved it years ago. I have a bulbous long. It's long. It's like a football. It's not great.
Oh, boy. But yeah, so that's just we'll see. We'll see what it all comes out to look like in quite a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna shave that pup there. But if you are joining us again, so today we are talking about, Bill, the year 2003. And when we do this, we're going to talk about the jukebox. So we're both going to nominate 2 songs from the top 100. You can go to Wikipedia. You can look it up yourself. The top 100 songs from 2003. We'll run
Or go to Spotify, type in Billboard 2003, and then you get the list in order. And this one?
Oh, really? They do it in order this time.
Oh, they always do it in order. Sometimes they don't have the correct song. Like a lot of the times the
older
radio version is the more popular one, but they put like the album version or whatever. But this one, I got to say, pretty much crushed it. I was 10 minutes before this podcast dancing around to a few of the songs, getting ready. So,
yeah, I agree, dude. This is us. Like this is a pod. Like obviously,
yep.
Everything we do, but like this is our wheelhouse. Like there's certain years, 99 when we first did the first jukebox, but this was like our senior year of high school.
Oh, I'd say those are the bookends of your real like high school experience. 99, 2003. I think this is the creme de la creme. This is why I wanted to pick it. And when I listened to it, it didn't disappoint. I was not even taken back.
No, you didn't even need to be taken back. It was you were taken forward. Like this was literally
am I back?
You're back.
I'm back.
Yeah, nobody knew you were gone.
I can't hear you. What the hell's going on?
Billy's having issues over there. But I will just say in 2003, that was, like I said, that was the year for us. I think that was, like Billy said, the end of your formative years, if you will. But just really good stuff throughout the year. So what we're going to do is we're going to run through the top 100 songs. We're not going to count them down.
Hello.
You can check it out on You can check it out over on Wikipedia, so you can kind of follow along with us. But we're going to pick 2 songs each. Those 2 songs will then be voted upon. Those 4 songs will be voted upon by you and see who goes into the jukebox. So again, it is the year 2003. And it was a crazy year for a lot of different reasons. There was a lot of things that came down in 2003. And we'll start off with a little game with my guy Billy. I always like to start it off this way. We go back and look. First, I'll let you know, Olivia Rodrigo, famous now with that driver's license song. He was born 2000.
All right, so it's just me now. I don't know what's going on with our StreamYard. Did I actually remove Rossi? He's got all the answers to this. We didn't have a doc this week, so
in 2003, Olivia Rodrigo. I clicked the button. Bill, you want to know if you want to know a sloppy start, if no one ever listened to us again, I get it. The most subpar podcast you ever listened to. But I clicked a goddamn link. Like, what am I doing? Anyways, Olivia Rodrigo born that year, and Greta Thunberg, Bill, born in 2003.
Who is Greta Thunberg?
Okay, so the number 1 movie, Bill, you want to take a guess of what the number 1 movie in 2003 for the end of the year?
So bad at this. We need to have Lucy on just for this. 2003 was it?
I'll see if you can do beginnings. Like, hey, you can't be on, but just come on for a few minutes.
Yeah. Can you give me a hint?
I sure can. The hint would be it's part of like a series of movies.
Series of movies in 2003.
Very big. You've been a part of. Well, no, maybe not.
Harry Potter?
You're close. If it's not
Lord of the Rings?
yeah.
Go to hell.
Lord of the Rings.
Go straight to hell.
Return of the King. Bill, you want to run through the sports champions of 2003? Maybe the most random four.
The Detroit Pistons.
Nope.
Oh, no.
2003.
Basketball 2003. You said, are they all random?
No, this one is on target.
Lakers.
Nope. One more guess. You got this. Think about it. Who was winning championships in the early Oaks?
Spurs?
Every few years they would win. Spurs. Okay.
All right, so it was one of those three.
Yeah. Good luck the rest of the way. I remembered it, but like I looked at it too.
Arizona Diamondbacks?
Nope. That was 01.
Oh, fuck. So I don't know baseball.
But they beat the Yankees, and this is the year the Red Sox lost to the Yankees in the LCS with Aaron Effin Boone. So who did the Yankees face in the World Series in 2003?
And it wasn't the Diamondbacks?
It was not the Diamondbacks. Maybe as random. One hint is the next year they sold off their entire team.
Florida Marlins.
Florida Marlins. Okay. What about the Stanley Cup, Bill? Who was in the Stanley Cup?
Oh, Jesus Christ, 2003? I don't know. Wasn't Canadian, I know that, because since Bieber's been born, they haven't had a champ.
Nope.
So 2003.
This would have been the run for the Mighty Ducks. They didn't win, but John Sebastian Jaguar became a household name because he took the 7-seed Ducks to the finals to lose to the
LA Kings?
The New Jersey Devils.
Oh, the famous trap.
Yep. And so then who won the Super Bowl in the year of 2003? So technically like the 02 season.
So that would be the season the Patriots didn't win it. Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Some things never change. All these years later, Brad Johnson still holding up the trophy. All right, Bill, for 2003, the highest selling album also coincides with the #1 song of the year. It was Get Rich or Die Trying. And if you were in high school in this age, whether you or your friend had it, it was consistently in the 5 CD disc changer.
All right, I'll tell the story and I'll tell it now.
All right, put it into my head.
I've had a few bets against one of my good friends, friend of the podcast, probably never listens. Actually, proudly, oddly, all of the people on my bocce team. Yeah, I have a bocce team, 2 podcasts, and a Madden League. Ladies, I'm available. He proudly doesn't listen, but in high school, probably end of the senior year, after my famous step and shit story, we made a bet who would have the better career.
Oh,
Joe Budden or 50 Cent. And I took 50 Cent.
And this man to this day will tell me that Joe Budden may be the greatest rapper of all time.
He's the best podcast rapper. He's the best podcaster that was a rapper. I'll give him that. We also had a same year because, well, technically the next year because me and LeBron and you and LeBron all graduated the same year, 2003. So, we're basically the same.
Good trajectory for all of us.
Yeah. But he also bet me that Carmelo Anthony would win a title before LeBron James.
Tough. He should have. Reality, look where he got drafted to. He got drafted to a team that should have.
Yeah, what should he have? Should he have? He was good on the Nuggets. That Nuggets team was fine. Yeah, but it's not like they were amazing. They were in a tough conference. I don't think they ever had a chance. They made it to one Eastern Conference, Western Conference semis. Or no, Western Conference finals.
Yeah, once. Yeah. I guess I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking, no, I always think Darko should have. Darko's the one.
I mean, they had 2 back-to-back picks, but Darko could be the biggest whiff ever.
Seriously. So Get Rich or Die Trying with 50 Cent in the Club was the #1 song of the year. We'll get to it. Grammy for Record of the Year from 2003, so it would be the 2004 Grammys, was Coldplay, Clocks. That was Record of the Year. Song of the Year was Dance with My Father, Richard Marx and Luther Vandross. Shout out
to now.
Oh,
Shout out to Richard Marx.
I know. I had no idea he was a part of that song, but now the fact that I listened to it again, I was like, totally. It's like Richard Marx written all over it. And then the Grammy for Album of the Year, Bill. This one's near and dear to our hearts. Recently covered them. Speaker Box, The Love Below by Outkast.
I mean, it really is my favorite album of all time, and this is a little just desserts for it, but an amazing song. I think a lot of the songs were more popular than next year on the charts, but either way.
But that's the album came out in 2003, so that's where it all stems from. So here it is, the top 100. Again, you can follow along checking out the Wikipedia, or like Billy said, check out the Spotify playlist of the what do you just type in? Bill 2003.
2003 Bill, and that's enough. And honestly, if you're listening to this podcast, you're probably in that age group, and even if not, so like when we were 10. This would have been the music from like what, the 80s, I guess. Can I do math? The 70s. Either way, it's a time machine. No matter when, if you're listening to this, and there's like this is to me the takeover of hip hop, R&B, and rap on the charts. It just dominated everywhere.
There's some songs here. Like they're like, we do a lot of these and like we've done through the years, and you see some, you don't even remember some of these songs. Like some of them will be remembered to us because of our like where we were, but some of these songs are just like gone. But like the top of these charts, just gonna run down the like coming downward, just the top few. In the Club, 50 Cent. Like that.
One of the all-time rap songs, just from
a banger.
It's just. In the Club, it's probably I don't know if they have. I'm sure they have on Ranker or whatever. The top Dre beats. This is like top 2, 3 maybe ever.
Got to be up there. Number 2 is Ignition by R. Kelly. I don't think it states, but this is the remix. Like it was the remix of it.
Oh yeah, it's 100% the remix, and probably I don't know, second, third greatest remix of all time as well. And the Chocolate Factory, huge album. I mean, just. Epic, iconic. Still, it'll be played, despite what he did, it'll be played in the Club May 29th when they all open back up.
Oh, yeah. Number 3 was Get Busy by Sean Paul. No, I don't think this has the longevity strand to it, but still a massive hit at the time, of course. But like, I
mean, my 2003 class song, Shout Out Mall and High, was Just Give Me the Light. So Sean Paul was a thing. Still is.
Number 4, here we go, is another one that people like an all-timer. Crazy in Love, Beyonce with Jay-Z. That was a big one. Number 5 was When I'm Gone by Three Doors Down, kind of forgotten at this point. Unwell, Matchbox 20. Number 6, another one kind of forgotten through their great, music and kind of things have changed. Number 7 is Right There by Chingy, another just like splash in the what do you call it? Splash.
Not a flash in the pan. He had a lot of good songs.
Yeah, but like hit wise.
He has a few. He's got a few.
Okay, well, we can do that in our next one-hit wonder, potentially. Aaliyah, Miss You. These are just, like, thrown out there. Then there's Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow, number 9, with Picture. Remember how big that song was?
It was huge, and I skipped it. I probably listened to this thing not all the way through, but at least the top, 25 quite a bit over the last week. And this was one I would skip quickly after the first time through.
If you're not into it, you're not listening to it. It's a good song, but he was just like, and what a collaboration for the time, too. And then lastly, number 10, Bring Me to Life, Evanescence. What a jam.
When I heard, there's a lot of songs on this I felt like were out longer. We'll get there eventually, but Little John, Get Low, I feel like that's been a song since 99 because everywhere you go, you hear it. Every club, every party, it's a staple. And I just felt like 2003 was too late, but it's been a part of my life since I was graduated high school, and I'm pretty old now.
Yeah. Also, I just need to say, 50 Cent's all over this list. We talked about it. I just want to run through just the 50 Cent songs that I see here, at least from him, that he was involved.
21 Questions.
21 Questions. PIMP. Wanksta. You already said 21 Questions. He was also featured in.
Technically, Magic Stick, probably, if it's the remix.
Magic Stick is on there with Lil' Kim, who also had the jump off with Mr. Cheeks.
Oh, Mr. Cheeks is great. One of the Ghetto Boys. I love the Ghetto Boys. Download Renee if you haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah, Lights Raption. Remember that?
I mean, sorry, Miss Jackson. So it's just such a time capsule, obviously, for us. But that 50 Cent album was, every song on it. It's one of the more iconic rap debut albums. And when he launched, he had the CD before that Wankster was actually on. I forget what it was. It was it wasn't as iconic as that album cover. He had one before it, but
it was like a non-real release too. It wasn't a major label.
Yeah, but once everybody found out they loved 50 Cent, they went and got that album as well. So, but it was just such a debut. Like there hadn't been anything like that in rap. He was like Tupac-esque. He had the look, he had the sound. His flow was pretty good. His rhyme schemes, I love you like a fat kid, like a fat kid love cake. Yeah. It wasn't anything special, but he just had the look. He had the DMX vibe of this guy is cool and you want to listen to him.
Also, a big year for the second coming, I guess you could say, of Santana, who hit the billboards again with "Why Don't You and I." This was the Alex Band version, as we know. Chad Kroeger on the album. "Game of Love" with Michelle Branch was also this year. So he had two different hits, both reaching different levels of success during 2003. So just trying to see some other artists that were featured in multiple. R. Kelly mentioned Ignition. He had, how do I say this? Dola Tong? Like, I don't know.
Toya Tong.
Yeah. I never know how to say that song.
And he had, and I'll just talk about this now, this was going to be up for my submission to one of the final four.
Your submission, Ignition.
And not even Ignition, because I love Ignition, but I feel like that's too mainstream for us, even though I'm sure one of mine will be mainstream. But Step in the Name of Love.
I was just going to say, that was the other song here.
That song, I was at 8:45, I was dancing around this little studio to Step in the Name of Love. What is it? Donnie Lau on the guitar. It's just such a fun song. And as bad of a person as he is, one of my next 2 or 3 weddings, that will be the first song they play when you start to dance. Because it is just a song to get you up and get you moving. And I love it.
We mentioned Sean Paul earlier. We have Get Busy also on here, Like Glue. Those are also 2 songs from him.
Good songs to Pond the River to, if you know what Ponding the River is.
Well, he told me. He taught me. Sean Paul taught me a lot, especially these days. Justin Timberlake, Cry Me a River, Rock Your Body, had multiple songs on the list. Jay-Z, as we mentioned, with he was part of Crazy in Love. He also had 03 Bonnie and Clyde and Excuse Me Miss.
So just quickly with JT, for me, every girl in my grade had that was their album. They loved it. They were obsessed with it because it was the JT solo album. And Rock Your Body gave me one of my favorite dance moves of all time, because I know this is an audio podcast once again. But if you can imagine this, there was a kid at one of our school dances, and I stole this move. I wish I knew his name so I could shut him out. But it's the disco point up and down, and he did the double, where it's the double at the top, and then come back down, and then the 1-2-1-2. I use it every wedding from here. I'll use it at Pachi's wedding soon.
There we go. We know at least one we know that's coming up. Trying to think some other artists that had multiples. You have Eminem. He had Superman, Sing for the Moment, and Lose Yourself. Obviously, one of those, unlike the others. There was, oh my God, my man, Dirk Bentley was on. He cracked the top.
Well, because I believe 8 Mile came out when we were in senior year, right? I remember taking my senior girlfriend to the movie.
Yeah, 8 Mile came out.
I'm gonna say 2002. I bet.
Okay, the release date. You want to give me a month? You want to take a shot?
I'm gonna say August.
November 8th, 2002.
Okay, I was close.
Look at the money. This thing made almost $250 million.
Dude, Eminem was the biggest thing going.
I know.
Everyone loved him, and it was probably if the production cost was probably $25 million.
It was 46.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. Also, the year 2003 gave us the Black Eyed Peas with Where Is the Love, including Justin Timberlake on that as well, even though he doesn't get credit, which is weird. I feel like he's almost overshadows. I don't want to spoil any of my songs, so I'm not going to say this. I'm just going to throw Ashanti had 2 songs as well. Rain on Me, which couldn't tell you that song right now. I think
not as good as the Lady Gaga, Ariana Grande one that I play a lot.
Yep. And that song's about drugs. Rock With You. Now there's a tune from Ashanti. Aw Baby, as some people might know it as. Let's see who else was in here. Any other? Aaliyah, Miss You and Come Over.
My niece, who I recently posted a video on my gram. And her pants didn't even fit, and she was pulling them up while she was dancing. Impressive. She's named after the pop star Aaliyah.
Oh, I did not know that. I knew the name, but I didn't know that was the.
My 3 nieces, my 2 nieces and nephew all have 3. No, they all have 7-letter A names.
Now, was that all intentional? I need to know.
I think after Antonio, it became Asian Antonio Aaliyah. I think they tried. I think it just happened.
Just like a theme?
Yeah, why not?
Go for it. I like it. Hey, listen, your kids, your life, as long as they're happy. A couple, like I said, a couple country crossovers. Oh, also Christina Aguilera with 2 songs. Fighter, that was a big one. That was more 2002. And then Beautiful, the ballad of a lifetime. Who didn't sit in their room chugging chocolate milk or eating ice cream, singing Beautiful and looking at the
Words can't hold us down.
Honestly, what a song. Let's be honest.
And a great music video.
It was. I was just sad. Everything made me sad about that song. Random one here. I just see Clay Aiken cracking the top 50 with "This Is the Night." I don't know.
Well, we had Ruben Studdard on this list. We had Clay Aiken. We had Kelly Clarkson. When did "Since You've Been Gone"? I feel like that's 2004 or 2005.
So this was Kelly Clarkson's break. This is the beginning of her because this was Miss Independent. So yeah, it had to be 04. It was the next year. It had to be the next year.
Because I remember being on spring break in college, finding out about that song for the first time. I think it's still in my top 5. Definitely top 5.
Another interesting song that's on this list that may make you forget a little bit. Nas, "I Can."
Oh, I know I Can. Pretty good. Was this what album was that? Do you know?
That would have been off of Nas's. Hold on. Why am I not seeing the album? Because I have to sing. Parental Advisory? Nope.
Okay.
No, that's not it. It's called Godson. Godson.
All right, so that came out in 2002. So one of my favorite Nas albums was 2001.
This came out on your birthday.
Oh, it did. Oh, yeah. The 2001 Nas. After 2001, I don't acknowledge it. Nas. I'm with Jay-Z in the fact that he's only really had 2 good albums.
Ooh. So you're not an Ether fan. You're going the other. What was Jay-Z's?
Oh no, Ether was the great song.
I know, but what was Jay-Z's diss track?
Takeover.
That's it. I feel like that has no notoriety compared to Ether. I feel like Ether is known as maybe one of the best diss tracks of all time.
It's okay. It's good. They're both good.
Nelly has a couple hits on here.
Don't spoil.
Oh, no spoiler. Then I'll just move along. Well, if I didn't know it was a spoiler. No doubt with Lady Saw. She gets credit, but Justin Timberlake doesn't get credit on that.
He had a big enough year.
I know, but I guess you're right. Lady Saw was underneath it all, which didn't really like that song personally. Trying to think if there's anybody else that stands out to me. I almost was going to put this on here. I'm sorry if it's a spoiler. I have to just mention it. Trapped, Headstrong. Oh, dude. First off, this song kicks ass.
I didn't know this song until I met you.
Dude, because I used to bang this song because this song was in a wrestling video game. I think it was called Wrestling Legends or something. It was one of the offshoot that had all the WWE guys, WCW guys. And this song, I remember being weight training, whatever that even meant, in 2003 in high school. This thing used to crank in the locker room. And I used to just feel like I could lift at least the bar.
All right, so let me get to my songs. I feel like you're basically just rifling through the top 100.
Sorry, I was just pinging. I was excited.
I get it. So I already mentioned "Step in the Name of Love." I feel like this was the year that Pharrell decided he could sing.
That's a good point. You found out what his voice sounded like.
Because you got Frontin' and all of those songs. And I actually had downloaded this song because I hadn't downloaded it in a while on Spotify. I hadn't downloaded it since I had Spotify. But "Beautiful" by Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg's career was kind of reinvigorated with Pharrell. I think Snoop Dogg is a little bit overrated as a career. He's got basically 2 or 3 really good albums.
You mean music, though, right?
Music-wise, I mean, he's one of the more charismatic, entertaining people who's ever lived.
He's the only person my dad and probably your dad and our parents know and don't dislike. There's no reason not to like this guy.
Oh, he's phenomenal. Anytime he's on the UFC fight, when he's on Jimmy Kimmel doing the Stoop Wild or whatever the hell it is, that's Beautiful, which is the song where you get, you have a bunch of Pharrell singing where he's beautiful. It's terrible, but it works for this. I think this is one of the better Snoop songs. I'd probably put it in a top 15-ish because basically his whole first album is great. And then this album, Drop It Like It's Hot, I think was released around this time, which is my second or third, probably third favorite song of all time. So I love Snoop, but this was a great song by him. And another one, I know that this she got into our vaults earlier in the year, earlier in one of the other years. But I think this is her best song, and it's Missy Elliott, "Work It." Start flipping a bit of a neck.
Yeah, Missy Elliott was just on a tear during this time, and then she kind of just disappeared for the last 17 years.
Yeah, and it's weird because I didn't appreciate the song at the time. In fact, there was a girl I was kind of friendly with in high school who tried to get me to like the song and tried to play it one day in homeroom, and I figured out she was going to do it, and I took the CD and I threw it out the window. I was kind of a jerk in high school.
Jeez. A little strong, Bill. A little strong. Yeah. Chuck C's out a window. What else you got?
So I also have Fabulous. Big year for Fabulous. Can't Let You Go. That's a good one. I love myself some Fabulous. And B2K, Bump, Bump, Bump. The P. Diddy, and P. Diddy is also featured in the song. But I think B2K, did they make our top boy bands? They might have been right on the precipice.
No, they did not make our top 11 boy bands. But they were.
Yeah. Busta Rhymes, I Know What You Want, with Mariah Carey. This is a great song. 50 Cent, actually, this was the day of mixtapes when you were downloading stuff off LimeWire. Yeah. 50 Cent has a really good cover of this. 50 Cent had so many good things at this time. Great song by Nelly, P. Diddy, Murphy Lee. I always said that the Celtics should have got Murphy Lee instead of Courtney Lee, but either way. Shake Your Tail Feather, which is a cover of a ridiculous 70s song, and honestly, I didn't even know that song existed until I was at a weird-ass wedding where they played that, and I was like, oh, shit, they stole this?
Basically, anytime you hear a hip-hop song from 2000 on, they stole it from somebody, or they heard it from somebody.
Okay, and now here is my last one before, I want you to pick your two first because I haven't seen what they are, and then I'll take mine from the what's left. But Lumi D, Never Let You Go, the Uh-Oh song, and again, this is a song with a clap. The remix is pretty good, but I think there's a little too much other stuff going on. If I have time, I'm going to make an edit to something because this beat is one of my favorite beats ever. This thing goes hard, even though she's kind of sing-songy with it, but I so enjoy listening to this song. I think when I heard this come on, and obviously I had liked it in the past, but when I heard it come on, I just pumped it at 12 o'clock at night or whatever after the Celtics game it was, just dancing around to this song. It's just so good.
Yeah, so for me, I have a couple songs here. I'm just going to mention whether this is going to be anything to do with you. There's John Mayer, Your Body is a Wonderland. I remember thinking
I feel like we might get flack for that.
No, I'm not putting it on here. But this song...
Well, that's what I mean, not putting it on here. I feel like we would get flack for that.
No, because I don't think people are going to really question this being John Mayer's best song. Great song, don't get me wrong. Nice little Sunday morning playlist, but I'm not feeling it. Intuition by Jewel, when Jewel decided to be sexy. That was a weird move. That was kind of the end of her fame because she was Lilith Fair style folk artist. Great music too. I really like Jewel's first two albums. And this thing came out and you're like, what are we doing here?
She's okay. She kind of reminds me of Renelle Zellweger. And my favorite...
The Well Ginger did the thing with the eyes. It's very strange. Very strange.
My favorite Jewel moment is back in the day when they always had the MTV interviews and Kurt Loder questioned her on her poetry and she was like, you're a dick.
That's unreal. So I'm actually having a little bit of a tough time on what my second song will be, but I've already mentioned one that's going in there because it's literally one of my favorite, I have a crush on somebody songs. I have a whole playlist of that stuff because I'm a hopeless romantic, Bill in heart. And I already mentioned this one, but I'm putting it on there for me. It's Why Don't You and I by Santana featuring Alex Band. You listen to that song, makes you happy, and he says little wangs on your shoes, and I always thought it was wangs, like wangs as in dicks. And it's
so that's going in the vault?
Well, no, that's one of my songs that people can vote on. Okay. Man, I don't have that power. I don't have the power of the
But vote. That's one of our final four?
We each picked two. This is my first one. If I'm going to be criticized, I'm just going to throw it out and just get it done with. Jeez, I wait for the criticism until after the podcast usually.
In this year, that's one of your four?
So it's one of my favorite songs of all time. It's probably the song I've listened to outside of Trapped, which I'm not putting on. I really wanted to. I was close. This is probably the song I played the second most.
Woof.
I had a lot of Three Doors Down listens back in the day. I loved Three Doors Down.
See, I was hoping you would take an obvious one so I could have fun, but I'm going to have to do
I'm not done yet. I'm not done. I only have one.
You only have one?
What are you talking about? I only said you and I. Why don't you and I?
We each get four?
No, we each get 2. You said, why don't you do your 2 first?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that was one of your 2? Bullet well spent. Jesus.
Well, listen. This is
Hey, no, fair. Like, one of mine is going to be awful.
Well, anyway, so then, like, when I think about it, I'm trying to be on, like, and if we're taking, we kind of do this, even though I would have put probably, like, Ignition by R. Kelly, because it's probably one of the biggest bangers of all time, right? Like, we both know that. And easily would probably win. So I'll take, I was trying to find a song that, like, I really loved that, like, took this specific time, and I'll get flack for this one too, but I don't care. This is the music I like, baby, and it was a great year. So I'll take another one kind of in the same vein of what I just took. I'm going with Jason Mraz, The Remedy, because this song.
Oh my God!
This
really?
song. Oh, this song is awesome.
Man.
This
It's
song,
fine. It's like it could have been on the best bad songs.
No, this is not.
Yeah, this is a bad
Jason
song.
Mraz came out swinging, dude. Jason Mraz kicked ass in 2003. Mr. A to Z, baby. But this was. Well, I'm trying to pick. I was gonna go. Evanescence was my other one, but I'm like, is that too chalky?
That would have at least, but that's fine though. At least you're representing the year a little bit. Like
All right, so
2003.
I'll go Evanescence then, because that's really what I was gonna do. But then I got nervous that we were gonna take a top 10. So you know what? Screw it. I was bullied. I never let this happen to me. I don't listen to the press clippings, but I'm gonna go Bring Me to Life. Jason Mraz still has in my heart forever, and I love him.
Thank God. I think people would have looked at this like list and questioned what the hell is going on.
People are gonna be questioning Jason on this. That's what's gonna happen.
Okay, so I figured for $1 million, Bob, or what is Audio Slave Like a Stone? I figured you would be putting
that's
that.
what it is. That's what it is, Bill. I literally, you know what's so funny you said that? This whole time, because I literally was just stalling a minute ago because I crashed my whole computer. When I did that click over, I lost all my stuff. That's why I was just piling songs. Like a Stone, by the way, it's been on there. Forget Evanescence. We'll be seeing you. Dude.
No, replace the other one. Keep Evanescence.
One of my favorite songs. Like a Stone by Audio Slave. I will stay to this day, and I will claim it, and I've waved this flag.
I think it's one of the best written songs of all time.
It's the best rock song since. There has not been a rock song that has been better than this since 2003. I stand by it. I believe it. You can bring all the songs you want from the execution of the music, the production value, the heartfelt, like all-timey sound. This could have been created in 1976. I know they wouldn't have the killer Tom Morello riff. It's got everything. It is the perfect rock song of the 21st century. Nobody has come close. They've taken some swings. There's been fun songs, but this literally is the best rock song. Like rock and roll, like legitimately where it's
I wouldn't fight you. The only thing I would say is I'm assuming Coach Easy was on their like previous album.
No, this is the same album, I believe.
No, Coach Easy was definitely on the one before this, no?
I think it's just Coach Cheese, but yeah, I think
whatever it is. That song, that to me, that's my favorite song. This would be second. But that's more of just like a fucking in your face. This to me is like is up there with Everlong. Davey said that's one of the best rock songs ever made. I agree. To me, this is that level. I think we can do the best rock songs ever written from like decades, or like the best rock songs of like this decade. And definitely in the 2000s, when was it like Monkey Wrench was probably in this era, like 2000. Okay, so that would be in a different one. But this to me is one of the.
Yeah, I'm looking.
I couldn't believe like when you didn't say this, I was like, do I have to take this one? It's one of the best. To me, it's one of the best written songs of all time.
And I literally sweat this song. So every day, like literally back in the day, I used to be like, we should be playing this on the radio all the time. Like this is a timeless. This is like a classic song that gets no credit because it was on the ending days of the popularity of the alternative rock scene. And Audio Slave, not only, by the way, here's the other hot one for you. It's the best supergroup of all time. Like it put together some of the best musicians. I'd
have to think of the other ones off the top of my head, but I wouldn't argue that. I love everything about this group. It has everything you want in a rock band. And it's not like, like Ted Lasso. It's perfect. And you're like, all right, where's the flaw I'm trying to find in this like show or this group? There isn't one because it's just so well done.
Bill, as the greatest comedy of all time, Lily would say from How I Met Your Mother, where's the poop? And there's no poop. By the way, shout out real quick to my son, who yesterday our friend in a group chat showed a picture of his son crapping on the floor or in the table.
On a kitchen table.
Yeah, which that's a story all on its own. Like, what is he doing on the table? Why does he have no clothes on? Right before the tub last night, we let the little let it fly. We'll just say kid shit on the floor.
Hey,
it looked like a dog turd. It was just 3 little plops. My wife was screaming her head off. She's like, "What are we doing? It's gonna turn on the floor!" I'm hysterically laughing. He's hysterically laughing. It was
the poop on the table. It's better than in a diaper.
That's what I said. I'd rather see my kid crap on the floor than me have to take off it. Because guess what? Little kids, he's not at the age where it's the Hershey Squirts anymore. These are just little nugs. These are like solid nugs. But when they're in a diaper, just compressing, just slapping them cheeks. But anyways, Bill, what are your two?
Okay, so I'm glad. I felt like I was going to have to think Like a Stone, even though I didn't want to. So I already mentioned Step in the Name of Love. I'm not going to take that one. So my conundrum here is, do I put one of the Billy songs or do I put one of the Chalk songs? Do I put 2 Chalk? Do I put 1 Billy? 2 Chalk? I don't know what to do here.
If you want my vote, we'll go to the panel. It's me. Go Billy.
All right, so I'm going to go 1 Chalk, 1 Billy. So the final 4 here, this crazy final 4, all hip-hop. In the Club, 50 Cent, because honestly, it's number 1, and I don't even know if we've nominated a number 1 yet.
I don't think we have.
But this is, if you're going to nominate a number 1 song, this is the one. I mean, this is one of the all-time great hip-hop songs. Go Shorty, It's Your Birthday. A lot of songs about birthdays this year. Step in the Name of Love is also about birthdays. But,
Always
it's them, the Beatles, and also the birthday song. These are the ones you play. Ignition Remix. This is not going to make the list just because he's R. Kelly, but
you're going 1 and 2 here. You're going as chalk as they come.
But these are me. These are me. So
they're all us. This is us.
Yeah, but like hip hop, 2003.
Just do your thing.
This is the wheelhouse. So In the Club is in. So now it's down to Air Force Ones by Nelly, which is one of the greatest songs of all time.
Okay, now we're getting silly.
And Chingy and the Young Gunners, Can't Stop, Won't Stop.
Now that honestly,
the remix.
what you just did to save me with Audio Slave crap my whole entire setup earlier when I left this podcast for a minute is what I would say with Can't Stop, Won't Stop, because that is like your 2. That is a song that like literally you come to mind when that song plays. There are very few songs that can, you have with friends that like you think of them, that song comes on, I think of you. So that's just my 2 cents with it.
So I have to pick, as much as I love Air Force Ones, and it's a phenomenal song about sneakers, which I love sneakers, but I have to go Can't Stop, Won't Stop. 1, because every time it comes on, I yell the remix. I know every word. It's got Chingy in it, who's phenomenal. Young Gunners, I don't know anything else they've ever done. But I think I posted this on social media, on every form of social media at one point in my life. I play it constantly. So it'll be 50 Cent, In the Club. And also, they mentioned Madden, the video game Madden, in this song.
By the way,
so
we can just roll this thing right up and burn it because we all know 50 Cent in the Club is going to win. But you never know.
Should be in a landslide. 50 Cent in the Club should win. But I don't know. Chingy, you can't stop, won't stop.
I don't know why you're not talking about Why Don't You and I by Santana featuring Alex Band. A lot of emotions, Bill. A lot of emotions. People got little wangs on their shoes. So that is it. So, yeah, Why Don't You and I, Santana featuring Alex Band. In the Club, 50 Cent. I Can't Stop, Won't Stop, Young Guns and Chingy. And Like a Stone from Audio Slave. You will get the vote at Pop Culture PD. The poll will be up probably by the time you're hearing this podcast. Check it out. Let us know which song should go into the annals of time, be etched into the history, in the stones of history, with the one and only Pop Culture Pile Driver Jukebox. Because everybody and their mother is dying to know which one gets in.
Oh yeah, I'll be out on my mind, though.
Out time to our boys. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. They'll be releasing some new stuff soon, but go check out Oh Yeah, OHYAH period.
Love that. Spotify, go give them some listens, give them some bangers, give them some pennies to the dollar. Appreciate those guys for always supporting us and giving us some sweet, sweet tunes to play throughout the podcast. Bill, what's going on with you? What you been watching? What's happening?
Okay, so I watched Ted Lasso. Did I tell you?
Oh, we've talked.
Have we talked? Have we talked about it on the podcast?
No, we talked about it on a stream.
Oh, yes. I think it is the best show in the last
Here we go.
5 years.
All right, let me mark that down as another million.
So I would say Dave had funnier moments and more emotional moments. The boys had obviously better drama because it's, killing people and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, I forget about which song. It's just perfect. Everything you want in a show. What's his name? Jason Sudeikis liked my tweet about the show. And he's just so charismatic. All the side characters are good. Every story's good. And this is the same thing. And this is why I would encourage you to watch Invincible. The same thing with Ted Lasso. Multiple storylines at once. Good booking, as they call it in wrestling. Everything is paying off. There's so many different feuds, if you will, at one time. There's so much drama all at once. And Ted Lasso is just the stalwart in the middle. So good. When you find out he's making the cookies and he slams, I just got the recipe down. Everything. And just when you think he's a little too perfect, he has the mental breakdown. You find out he's getting divorced. The divorce, I was emotional every episode. Some points, very emotional.
My wife cried multiple times throughout.
I teared up at least every episode and cried most. It was so good. They tugged at the heartstrings just the right way. Everything was it was beautiful. Yeah, beautiful.
It's a fun show. Gives you everything. Never makes you feel. It's never a show you're gonna shut off and go, well, now I don't know what to do. I'm nervous. I'm scared. I'm blah blah blah. It's a good show. Keeps you loose, but has serious and it has heart. It has a lot of heart.
Oh, it has the most. I think it has the most heart. I mean, Did you see Dave?
No, I'm not really a little dicky guy.
It doesn't matter. You'd like it. You'd love it because there's so many good characters. I will say the most emotional I've probably been in the last several years was the episode with Gata, where he gets committed for a few days, and that had me hysterically crying. But it's up there with one of the best shows in it came out in the last decade, I think. But
which show are we talking about? Dave?
Ted Lasso. But
Ted Lasso. No, Ted Lasso was 2020.
Was it 2020? Okay, so it reaches those heights. It reaches those emotional heights, but just not quite but it's not intended to be that crazy emotional. That's why I like Dave, but this was a treat, and I waited way too long to watch it. But I kind of enjoyed it because I got the second Fauci ouchie and I just binged it.
There you go, baby. It knocks you on your butt. You got to watch a little Ted Lasso. For me, I've been watching the most depressing show in the history of television. It's called Mayor of Easttown, Bill.
I've heard that's the best show on TV, though.
Well, if you really like to, you like your downers or your uppers, because I will just say the premiere, we only watched the first one to start, and I watched 3. It is really good. But there's a show called The Killing a few years ago. I don't know if
Mm-hmm. I know.
The Killing was a better show.
No.
You didn't see this. What do you
I did see The Killing.
No, but you didn't see the Mayor of Easttown.
No, I didn't.
So I will just say that The Killing was a better show. It was. This is a really good show. It's a lot of strong, and I'm not done. I'm just. It's the same type of show, though.
I need somebody else who's watched both to tell me. There's no offense to your opinions, but offense to your opinions.
They're honest, and they're not scared to be on their own and sitting on an island while everybody else just needs to kiss each other's assholes. But yeah, for me, The Killing, that first season is outstanding drama. And the thing is these shows don't have enough levity. This one has a little bit, and it's getting there. It does have Evan Peters, and I'm again, he's only been in 2 of the episodes I've seen so far. Just seems miscast. Seems like he's in the wrong. It's just weird. There's just a little bit off for me. I think the show is excellent. Kate Winslet, best.
I heard her.
Yeah, you've seen one nip, Bill. You've seen one nip. I think it was the right nip. It's a nice, sweet nip job.
Camera right.
And you know what else she did? She let him die in Titanic. Kate Winslet.
Oh yeah, I'm on it.
Let him die, bitch. Anyways, but yeah, the first episode was literally pins and needles, nerves the whole time because I'm like, something disturbing is going to happen. Something disturbing is going to happen. Why do I feel uncomfortable? Some really gross looking people. I like that, by the way. I like when they have people that actually look like they're from these weird little off towns. But yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. Don't get me wrong, but man, it is. There's some depressing stuff that happens there, and you really go, "Holy crap!" Like, how do people like? I think I have problems, and then I watch a show like that, and I'm like, "Who the hell came up with this? Like, how do you write this sad crap?" But then, other than that, Bill, have you watched yet the Shawn Michaels documentary, the A&E?
No, I have to, and I think I can. Right, it's available somewhere for me on YouTube TV.
No, I have. I have somebody's. Don't you still have the cable?
No,
You cut the cord.
I cut the cord.
You had to find. They finally cut you off.
They caught me. It was a good run. Good run. 3 years.
Hey, let's give it up for Billy, everybody. Give it up for him. Standing up.
$60 for cable, phone, and internet. Every channel you can imagine under the sun.
How
It's
is
all
that a
gone.
lifetime? You worked enough there.
I know. 10 years. Not technically enough, I guess, but
Good for
maybe
you.
maybe I'll hunt down
Just get along.
an NBC employee.
Yeah. Do your parents have cable?
Yeah.
So just get their login. The A&E has an
You
app.
think they know what a login is?
God damn it, Bill. You're right. I don't know what to tell you. But either way, I have yet to watch it either. But I know we talked about the Booker T one thing about an episode. So I was almost like, it would be interesting, even if we did like a short or something, just because you love Shawn Michaels. Obviously, his career is incredible. I know they have Ultimate Warrior. They have Ric Flair still to come. Dark Side of the Ring is on with Nick Gage, who you probably never heard of, but it's just maniac stuff. Like if you don't like wrestling, I don't care who is listening to this. You don't have to care about wrestling. But the documentaries around wrestling are some of the more incredible stories. It's like rock stars and, these people are the ups and downs these people have. And the Shawn Michaels one, I'm very intrigued to see how far they go into we'll go with like downward spiral there in the late 90s.
Yeah. I have one more thing for you real quick.
Please,
do you know who the Sparks are?
The Sparks.
Okay, so I would be interested to see if Davey knew who they were as well, because our guy Rye, who's of the Oh Yeah band, and musically talented, musically gifted. There's a documentary coming out about them by the guy who did Baby Driver, which I still need to see because apparently it's the greatest edited movie of all time.
Baby Driver is awesome.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna watch it tomorrow because
so good.
But so my buddy Rye came over for the C's last night, and he showed me this 2-minute, 3-minute teaser for the Sparks. And it starts off, it's like the classic bunch of interviews, people talking about the Sparks. Then they cut to the Sparks, and they were like, how do you know each other? We're brothers. How'd you meet? We're brothers. So it's like a very like funny, dry thing. And for a second, I thought it was like this is Spinal Tap thing. No, they're a real fucking band. They're on Spotify. And Beck, who I think is like the leader of this documentary, basically said every time he's gotten onto a tour bus in his life, eventually the conversation, no matter who it was, goes to the Sparks. They are responsible for every piece of music you've heard in like the last, I don't know, since you've been alive. Everyone, knowing or not knowing, has copied this band. They're a little bit like Tenacious D, a little more serious, but no one, like, I was blown away by, one, the editing in this documentary and the fact that, like, people who know music have never heard of them, ever.
What's the name of the documentary? The Spark Brothers?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's called The Spark Brothers. I see 2021 clip here on my YouTube.
Go watch this trailer because it is banana land. And you think, like if you watch it, like you kind of see that it's real and they're not like giving you the fake pop star never stop popping answers. But it, like, the fact that this has slipped by people who I respect their musical takes, and also you, it's incredible.
That's funny, Bill. I'll challenge anybody any day. Listen, I always like to say something. You guys can give me crap. I got paid to do it, babe. I'm a pro. That's interesting. So I'm going to check that out. I will definitely take a look at that. The Spark Brothers. Interesting. There's always those people behind the scenes, and it's probably actually going to ruin music for me. Just like every country song, when they found out the two producers that put together like the country pop mixes, it's literally just the same song consistent. Like you put a power hour of country music together, and it's literally like you could just flow lyrics on top of it. But I don't. Oh yeah, very quickly. I forgot there's another part of this show, Bill. We got one last final piece.
Shared universe.
I know that Dork did a terrible Netflix or Amazon show.
Jupiter's Legacy.
I'm halfway through that podcast, and I don't know why they did it, but I enjoyed it because it sounds fucking awful, and the picture that they tweeted out was ridiculous. I'm also tweeting the Sparks Brother promo from the PCP account right now, so go check that out. I know that Mac and Goo did the 1989 classic, and they also tackled Fruit for a little bit as well. And as weird as the categories were, like sometimes when what
did I get credit?
Oh, you got credit.
Okay.
I had nothing to do Sunday night, so I actually watched it live.
Nice.
But what was I going to say? You know when you make those tiers lists for us and you come up with the categories, and I'm like, these don't make sense. But by the end, it makes sense.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you.
Goose made no sense. But at the end, you know what happened?
Made sense?
It kind of made sense.
There you go.
Kind of talked
about how you start, Bill. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. That's
true. 100%. I have no idea what change in my mind did.
I'll be honest with it. I don't either, but I think it was there. I think it was the Ben Affleck one this week. Ben Affleck versus Matt Damon. I think that was this week, but I feel like it was last week. But I can't remember.
They're my Thursday gym listen, so I'll find out tomorrow. And then Pineapple Boys took a hiatus because we basically also punted last night, so it's been a crazy week for your boy. But we'll be back tomorrow night. And then the streamers, they be streaming and twitching. Dr. Joe, Backcracker, Shime Time, as always. And then Arvon D as well.
There you go, Bill. That is it, baby.
TLDR Talk Books.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. How dare we? That was very rude and wasn't an oversight. Those guys do a great job. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you could leave a 5-star review over on iTunes, check us out across all your podcast platforms. Wherever you listen to audio, you can listen to us. You can even tell Alexa, hey, bitch, play a Pop Culture Pile Driver. Nothing will happen. Then you say, Alexa, play Pop Culture Pile Driver. And it works. It's amazing. He is at Billy D2411. Slide in those DMs. They are open, baby. No, you still drive, Bill.
I know, right? I had to turn on the fan. Otherwise, I would have died.
They popped the top, maybe. Anyways, looking mighty swole. You can check him out at Billy D2411. Check out the gram. You need more gym selfies. Again, you can check out that OnlyFans for $1.98, less than 2 JBCBs. You can go get yourself the bottomless feet of Billy. I heard platinum memberships are going up to $5.26 a month. So get in while the getting is good. And you can also, again, check out our podcast and vote on the 2003 Pop Culture Pile Driver Jukebox song that will live in infamy. It will either be Why Don't You and I, Santana featuring Alex Band, Like a Stone Audio Slave. It will be In the Club by 50 Cent, or it could be Can't Stop, Won't Stop, Young Guns and Chingy. Appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. You know, as always, stay positive, have good thoughts, drink tons of water. And by the way, go get that little vax, because guess what? Sooner or later, hugs. We'll see you all. See you next week. Frank says hi.